Avonlea was caught in that particular breath of late September where the world seems to turn to gold. It was a time for long walks, for deep thoughts, and for the kind of quiet joy that settles in your bones like the warmth of a wood stove. Anne stops, looking down at the grass. She bites her lip, a look of focused concern on her face. It simply must be here. I remember distinctly leaning against the Snow Queen to recite that bit of Browning, and the wind was so spirited, it must have caught it.
Still looking for the ribbon, Anne? You've been pacing this orchard since the tea kettle whistled. It's not just a ribbon, Diana. It's the velvet ribbon Marilla gave me for my birthday. It represents a milestone of belonging. If I've lost it, I shall feel like an unanchored boat drifting away from the shores of Green Gables. You are never unanchored, Anne. And besides, your hair is much too bright for any boat to lose sight of you.
The search shifted from the grass to the sanctuary of the Barry kitchen. There is a specific kind of magic in the way two friends can occupy a space, their silence as comfortable as a favourite old sweater. Anne stares into her teacup, watching the steam curl. Do you ever feel, Diana, that we are on the precipice of something vast? That womanhood is like a great shimmering ocean we are about to wade into, and we're still just children playing with pebbles on the beach? Sometimes, but then I think of how we used to play in the haunted woods, and how now we find just as much adventure in the way the light hits the hills. Maybe womanhood is just learning to love the pebbles more. That is a truly poetic thought. I shall have to write that down. If only I hadn't left my pen in the parlour. Stay here, rest your feet. I'll bring the shortbread. Marilla says that a well-baked biscuit is a better contribution to the world than a dozen mediocre poems. I used to disagree, but when I smell this, I think Marilla might be a hidden philosopher. The path to the lake is a sensory tapestry. The crunch of gravel, the distant lowing of a cow, and the sudden, heart-fluttering sight of a person who understands your silence as well as your speech. I found a certain wanderer near the bridge this morning. It looked quite lonely, clinging to a wild rosebush. Gilbert, you've rescued it. You've rescued a piece of my soul. I thought it was just a ribbon, but if it's a piece of your soul, I shall expect a much higher reward than a thank you. And what might that be? A walk, just to the edge of the woods and back. The air is perfect, and I hear the birches are putting on a particularly fine show today.
Do you mind, Diana? Go. I have a date with a basket of apples and a very sharp paring knife.
As our friends linger in the golden light of Avonlea, let's take a small, quiet breath ourselves. If you're enjoying this journey through the whispering trees and the warmth of old friendships, perhaps take a moment to follow along or subscribe. It's a lovely way to ensure we can keep finding these peaceful corners of the world together. Now, let us return to the scent of pine and the soft evening air. There is a romance that doesn't require grand gestures. It lives in the shared observation of a hawk circling overhead, or the way two people can walk in step without trying.
You've been quiet, Anne. Is it the ribbon, or are you imagining you're a dryad again?
Neither. I was thinking about how much has changed, and yet how much stays the same. I used to want to be someone else, someone with raven hair and a different nose. But standing here, in this light, with the world feeling so kind. I think I'm quite glad to be Anne of Green Gables. I've always been glad you were Anne of Green Gables, even when you were breaking slates over my head. I had to ensure you were paying attention, Gilbert. It was a matter of principle. You have my undivided attention. You always have. It's funny. I spent all day looking for that ribbon because I thought I'd lost a connection to home. But the looking for it, the tea with Diana, the walk through the orchard, this conversation, that was the real gift of the day. The best things are usually the ones we find while looking for something else. The house smells of beeswax and peppermint. It is the smell of safety. It is the smell of a life built with intention and care. Found it, did you? I told you it would turn up. Things usually do if you don't fret them into hiding. You were right, Marilla. As usual. I had a beautiful day. Even the parts where I was worried were beautiful in their own way. Well, that's a good way to look at it. Now, go on and get your nightgown on. The frost will be heavy tomorrow, and we have much to do. Good night, Marilla. Good night, Anne. And so the sun sets on another day in a place where time moves a little slower. We often spend our lives searching for the ribbons, the markers of success, the proof of our worth, the things we think define us. But the true treasure is found in the detour. It is in the cup of tea shared with a kindred spirit. It is in the laughter that echoes in an orchard. It is in the realization that we are exactly where we are meant to be, surrounded by those who see us for exactly who we are.